Gen Z the most conservative generation? We know President Trump's 2024 election victory was propelled by the youth vote. We know his share of young voters grew about 10 points between 2020 and 2024. So the logical conclusion would be, yeah, people under the age of 30 are shifting towards conservatism. Well, not so fast. Some new research is out from Harvard about what's really going on with Gen Z, and it may explain why young people are moving towards candidates like Donald Trump and Zoran Mamdani in New York. And the reason is, unlike almost every other generation, Gen Z generally doesn't give a crap whether the candidate has a D or an R next to their name. Instead, they want radical change.
So what the research that we've done has found is actually the vote for Trump on the whole was rather than a shift towards the right and seeing this as an ideological turn, but this generation saw that they didn't believe that their governance system and the democratic systems that were there to represent their interests were really fulfilling that job for them. And instead they looked at, I think MAGA was able to tap into this discontent and actually tap into it and be like, we can give a voice to this and we can give a change and a recognition and almost an agency in the system that you haven't felt has been functioning for you so far.
Perhaps most alarming, the research shows globally Gen Z is moving away from democracy. Before the 2024 election, only 27% of Gen Z strongly believed democracy was the best form of government. What does that mean? Does that mean that this younger generation prefers authoritarian governments? What does that mean?
Yeah, no, it's very alarming data. And I think in one level, I think what it actually represents is that the democracy, as we've been talking about, the democratic system hasn't been functioning sufficiently for these young people. And when we talk about why is democracy great, we can't just assume that just by saying that, people actually believe it. They actually have to be demonstrated it through their experience with the democratic system, that it does function and it does improve people's lives. And it is ultimately, out of all the options, the best system to have.
But why is this happening? And why aren't older generations feeling the same way as Gen Z? And really, can it be fixed? Well, I talked with the author of this fascinating new research who answered all of those questions. And you can watch my full interview with her on my YouTube page. I will also email her actual research out to you and the interview in my Facts HQ email tonight. So make sure you sign yourself up.